Hi everyone, it's Sunflower Spirit here, and I'm here to do another collective reading. We're going to look at this full moon in Aquarius energy, which actually happened yesterday, I believe, August 9th, but the energy is still good for a month, and all of these energies are usually, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after at their highest point, so we're still in that period. So we'll just see what's does the collective need to know for this full moon in Aquarius energy. And I'm gonna pull energy oracles to start, and then we'll pull some tarot. So what does everyone need to know, please, for this full moon in Aquarius energy? What is the energy? We have sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. So this is going to be the third eye chakra, which is the about your intuition. So needing to pay attention to intuition. Your intuition could be heightened perhaps during this time. There's something about like being protected too. You're very protected by spirit, especially with your intuition. Really need to tap into that intuition to maximize results for whatever it is that you're doing. So what else do we have? We have rest and rejuvenation. So this is going to be, I am getting more of that third eye chakra. I'm also getting a little bit of the throat chakra, a little bit of the crown chakra. So it's kind of like how your thoughts are relating to your intuition, how your intuition is maybe giving you more thoughts, but also like making sure to balance out your resting time with it, whatever it is that you're doing. That's how you're going to heighten this intuition. I'm sorry about that glare. What else for everybody? We have women holding a coin. So your intuition and your ability to kind of like balance out your self care or your rest and really be able to rejuvenate yourself is going to be directly related to your work, your money, your finances, your physical world stability. This could have to deal with another woman, or the woman could be you yourself. It's really going to be different for everybody. And there's something about happiness and harmony in your stability with this full moon. So a lot of like, I'm seeing like a lot of introspection, like a lot of kind of more like hermit energy, or like a little bit of like mercurial energy with like you being like in your head and your thoughts, but you're also paying attention to that intuition. We have the temple path on the back. So this is part of your spiritual journey, like whatever you're going through right now is part of your spiritual journey. So you're being asked to balance out your work with resting. You're also being asked to kind of use your intuition and listen to your body when you need that rest. And this is part of your spiritual path you're on. This is a journey that you've chosen to take in this lifetime. So, wow, that was a lot right there. But let's go ahead and pull some tarot and see if anything else comes out, and see if there's anything else that we can kind of get from this. So I'm going to use the Unfolding Path Tarot, which is interesting because I picked these decks before I got all the messages, and we got that Temple Path. So this is perfect. So what does everyone need to know for this full moon in Aquarius energy? What does everyone need to know for this full moon in Aquarius energy? We got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is Jupiter energy. So a lot of really good things coming. A lot of things that are going to be lucky, or you're going to feel like you have opportunities here. We also have the Page of Swords. So maybe learning something new. So possibly an opportunity to learn something new. There's something that you're learning about, you're researching, something that you feel like you know maybe a little bit about, but you could know more. So you're going to have to find out more information. This is something lucky. This is like an opportunity that comes your way. So that's really interesting. This is great so far. Let's see what else for everybody for this full moon in Aquarius energy. What is this? We have the Page of Wands. Whoa. So yeah, something that you're learning about, you are stepping into a new opportunity or stepping into a new journey, learning about something, but this is something that you're also really passionate about. It's something that you have a lot of energy for, you have a lot of desire, a lot of passion surrounding it. This is a really lucky opportunity that you're being offered. And this has to do with your, communication and the energy that you've kind of put out previously with all of this. Wow, this is incredible so far. So what else do we have for everybody, please? We have death. So something's ending, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but you do need to release something. So this is Scorpio energy, so there might be something that you're like holding on to that isn't like really serving your best highest interest, your best highest good. That's why you have this opportunity. But with this opportunity, they're saying that you're going to have to let something else go. There's something here where you just, in order to get the things that you want, you're going to have to release something. And it's just part of the process, that life and death cycle where maybe you're closing a door on something so you can open a door on something else. We'll look more into this though, but what else do we have for everyone for this full moon in Aquarius? We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, something, so this opportunity, remember how I said it's something that you're passionate about? This is something where you're going to have to take hold of your energy and you're really going to have to take initiative and drive yourself, kind of propel yourself forward with your energy. You kind of have the authority or the power. You need to really empower yourself. There's an opportunity here where you are going to feel empowered, but you also need to kind of step into that power in order to take that opportunity. This is awesome. What else do we have here for everyone for this full moon in Aquarius? The Fool? Yes, taking a leap. You have to, this is going to be, I feel like you're not going to have all the information before. Remember how I said you're still learning something? You still feel like maybe you're a learner of something and you don't really know for sure. You're not like an expert. You don't feel like an expert. Maybe you are an expert, but you don't feel that way. But there's always things to learn, right? So this is an opportunity again for learning something. You don't have all the information. You're going to have to take kind of a blind leap. You're going to have to take a risk. It's a little bit of a risk. And so you're trying to figure out, the information to help you. You're trying to get clarity on what it is that you need to do, but you're also not going to have all the information before you kind of jump into this opportunity, into this new role or whatever this is for yourself. So what else do we have for everyone for this full moon in Aquarius energy? What else do we have? We have the Four of Wands. So again, like you're going to have to be stable in your energy. And I feel like, like with your passionate drive, like it might feel like it's kind of chaotic, but they want you to try to like ground yourself within that energy. So what that kind of means is that like you're going to have to harness the energy. It's kind of like that Queen of Wands energy where she takes hold of it. She creates structure out of chaos. That's the ultimate like alchemy is like taking something that feels very chaotic, taking energy and making it into something that has structure and that we can like define tangibly. So that's kind of what they're asking you to do. That's kind of what you're being called to do here with whatever this opportunity is. Let's see, what else do we have for everyone for this full moon in Aquarius energy? We have the King of Wands. That's so interesting because I was talking about the Queen. The only difference between the King and Queen is the masculine and feminine. So, like the feminine qualities would be like that internal process. So you're internalizing, like, how you manage your energy. The King of Wands is going to be more external. He's going to be more like outspoken with it. He's going to be more self-expressive with it. And so this is also like, with death energy of something that you're needing to release, something that has to end, something that's coming to an end. The King of Wands is going to take that and lead, maybe not in the most conventional way, but he's going to lead, um, in a way that's going to be effective, and it's going to be something that, people haven't thought of before. It's going to be very innovative, very, individualistic kind of. So, wow, that's incredible. We have the sun on the back of the deck. That's awesome. So a lot of clarity, a lot of abundance. You're going to feel really liberated with whatever this opportunity is. Um, the big key things, I guess, in this reading is there's an opportunity, really needing to work with the universe on this opportunity. The other thing about this opportunity, like I said, is you're going to need to release something in order to have something else come in. So in order to have this opportunity, there's something that you've got to put to rest. You got to like lay down and, just close that chapter out, close that door. Because that whatever it is done, and you need to move on. You've learned what you can, so now you're learning other things. This opportunity might have to do with children, but that would only be for like a specific one or two or group of people. Not everybody will have that. Um, the other thing about this opportunity is that it is a lucrative opportunity, but it's also something where like you're not going to have all the facts beforehand. You're going to have to really tap into that intuition, listen to that intuition, make a really good decision, use discernment about this opportunity. A lot of passion, desire. This is something that maybe you've been working towards, something that you wanted. Maybe this is something where like you weren't sure if it was kind of like a pipe dream kind of thing, but they're saying no, it's coming into fruition. And this is something that is going to be very it's going to bring a lot of clarity to you. It's going to bring a lot of abundance. It's going to feel like you're being liberated. You're going to feel very relaxed and kind of, that warm feeling of, doing the right thing, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead. We'll clarify these to see if we get a bigger picture. We got pretty big picture so far, but we could definitely clarify and see if there's anything else that's helpful to come out. So show me about this Wheel of Fortune energy for this full moon in Aquarius. We have the Magician. Yeah, so this is something you've been working on. Like, this won't be like a surprise. I mean, it shouldn't be too, there might be a little bit of element of surprise, but I feel like this is something where you know that you've like really worked hard to try to figure out how to um make this opportunity happen for yourself. And universe is giving you a great big fat yes right now. So all of this work that you've done previously on this is something that you're being granted now. And this is something you've worked on, and this is kind of like, things are coming full circle where you have, worked really, really hard, and maybe you came to a spot where you're like, I don't really know what I want to do, or I don't know how to take this. And then the universe is like, here, well, you've worked so hard, here's this opportunity. So you're being granted an opportunity, and you're being called to really collaborate with the universe and take action on the things that you want right now. What is this Page of Swords energy here for, please? What is this Page of Swords energy here for? We have death. Yeah, so I feel like, again, remember how I say there's something you got to put to rest. Um, you you are learning something, and so whatever you're learning is going to be different from what you put to rest. Once you put something to rest, once you lay that down and you start to really focus on learning this new thing, you're going to gain a lot of clarity on what it is. You're gonna have some type of victory, like some personal victory with this. Um, and so really need to pay attention to, the information that you're looking at, that you are researching about. That's going to kind of help you with letting whatever this other thing is go. What is this Page of Wands energy here for, please? We have the King of Pentacles. So I feel like you are really passionate about this. This is something, it could have to deal with your work. It could have to deal with work or possibly a boss. I do know that it does have to do with some sort of like financial stability or physical world stability, something tangible, your coins, your money. Um, it's something that you have really put a lot of heart and passion into, and it's also saying that, like, this is something that's creative for you. So even though it's like a physical world thing, or it could be offering you money, um, or financial stability, it's also something that is, that you get to be creative with, that you kind of get to create the energy or create the passion or the motivation, yourself, which you're really excited about. What is this death energy here for, please? The 5 of Cups. Yeah, there's gonna be, like, a little bit of a loss, a little bit of a disappointment, but the 5 of Cups is always, like, you see how he's focused on those 3 cups, he has the 2 filled cups behind him, so it's kind of like, where are you putting your focus? Like, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a loss. Obviously, there's always a loss when we have the death card, right? And that's just kind of the nature. So there's going to be something here where you're, like I said, you're going to have to release, but it's also going to bring in new opportunities that are going to be very fulfilling for you. You're going to create partnerships, you're going to create connections with others within this opportunity, and so they're saying, like, just make sure you're focusing on that. It's okay to kind of grieve it, I guess, a little bit, but don't like dwell there because you really do have an exciting opportunity coming in for you here. What is this Ace of Wands energy, please? We have the Three of Cups. Yeah, again, this is something where other people are going to rejoice in your success. You will rejoice in your success. You're creating this energy. This has to do with your community as well. So whatever it is that universe is offering you, this opportunity, this ability to keep learning something that you've been manifesting for a while. This has to do with other people as well. And there's other people who are going to be involved with this creativity and with your ability to kind of harness this energy, take hold of the energy, take hold of that creativity, and go after what you want. Um, what is this Fool energy here for, please? What is this Fool energy here for, please? We have Page of Cups. Yeah, so we have 3 pages, so you could, whatever it is this has to do with children, it could have to do with children. It doesn't necessarily have to. It could also deal with, like, inner child stuff. Um, but again, you're going to be offered something that's fulfilling. This is a new offer. This is something where you might look at it and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm way out of my elephant element. I don't have the education, training, or experience." Um, and so it might be like there might be like a little bit of a risk there, right? It might be a little bit scary, but it's going to be a very fulfilling opportunity. This is something that you have prepared for it. You have, done the work. I see that with the magician here. Obviously, you have been manifesting something like this. So it's just a matter of you being willing to take that risk and being willing to take a risk without knowing all of the information. You're not going to have all the information at the time that you're going to step into this. What is this Four of Wands energy, please? What is this Four of Wands energy? Ace of Swords. Yeah, so victory, again, we're having a victory, we're getting clarity. This is you being stable in your energy. You are having a huge victory with your financial, physical world, whatever, stability. And this is also like, it could be bringing in some type of epiphany about the energy that you've previously had and about how you've manage that energy. It has to do with your passion, your creativity, your drive, something like that. But there is a big success here with whatever this is. What is this King of Wands energy, please? Queen of Cups. So again, even though this is a really exciting opportunity where you're going to be kind of creating your own your own way of doing things, like you're being offered an opportunity where you get to kind of like not lose that passion, that creativity, that drive. There's not going to be a lot of like structural obligations in your way. You're really going to kind of have the opportunity to kind of create your own path. But they're just saying, remember to take care of yourself and remember to kind of give yourself that self-love, that self-care. We saw those in the beginning too. We saw that in the beginning cards when I pulled the energy oracle. We saw, um, what was it? Oh, rest and rejuvenation. Yeah. So again, it's kind of like repeating. We saw the rest and rejuvenation there telling us that, even though this is something that's really exciting, just pay attention to taking care of yourself too. Don't forget to slow down and take time to rest. We have the Three of Swords on the back, which I think it's speaking to, just because like with the sun, we're not really going to have too much Three of Swords energy. Three of Swords is usually about pain, heartbreak, um, loss, but I think this has to do with whatever you are kind of putting to rest. So there's something here where like this Three of Swords and this Five of Cups it's not going to overshadow anything, but I feel like with this Death card here, we have the Death card twice. It shows me that there's something like inside of you that is like struggling with Scorpio energy is like really kind of deep, dark energy. It's like that really big internal struggle, like something where it's unsettling, it doesn't sit right. So I feel like there's something here where I don't know if it's like imposter syndrome, where you're like, I don't know if I deserve this or if this is something that I can do, or maybe you're kind of like grieving what you had before because you didn't realize how much you loved what you had before. Um, Even saying all that, I'm not saying that this opportunity you shouldn't take it. I'm not getting that with the cards. I'm saying yes, you should definitely take this opportunity. I'm just saying there's just going to be like that little bittersweet part where like there's something where you're kind of like grieving, or it's going to be a little disappointing. And it could just be like moving on, that moving on piece, or it could have to do with like maybe some previous trauma, just because we got all, the 3 pages, which could speak to that inner child wound. So maybe there's something about like an inner child wound that it's kind of like activating at the same time. I don't know. It's really going to be specific to your situation. We have the Ten of Cups underneath the sun. That's good. And then we have the Knight of Wands underneath. Yeah, so I think it's like something about like your passion, your desire, your drive. This is something that you want, but it's also like hard for you to kind of like let your status quo go. Like let the things that you've previously like it feels a little out of control. And so that could kind of be like a trauma response, because a lot of times like if you have experienced trauma, that it can be something where you are um if you step into something new because you've been kind of healing that part of yourself, it can feel like a little bit weird, right? Because it's kind of like it's getting out of your comfort zone. So that could be part of it too. I wouldn't dwell too much on that part. I just think there's something that definitely needs to be released. I think what needs to be released is probably like a perceptual thing. It's either a perceptual thing. Yeah, it's a perceptual thing, and it's some type of way that you're feeling, which I'm not saying that your feelings aren't valid. They totally are, but you don't the thing about feelings and emotions, they're supposed to kind of like emotions means like flow through you. So you're not supposed to sit in that emotion forever. Like it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel depressed, but it's not supposed to be there forever. You know, you're supposed to kind of like release that at some point. So I think there's like some sort of perception that is creating an emotion that is you're supposed to kind of try to um, get out of that space, that head space, that heart space, if that makes sense. But if you have questions, if this is resonating and you have questions about it, please reach out to me and we could like definitely look into that for your specific situation. It's really hard when it's a general reading because there's lots of people with lots of different situations. So, that's amazing. I love this energy. It looks like there's a great opportunity for somebody. It looks like this is something that's going to be fulfilling. It's going to be, it's something that you're passionate about. It's something that you are going to be able to use your creativity. Like, this is amazing. This is amazing. It's going to bring clarity. It's going to bring abundance. Um, yeah, it's awesome. So let's pull to close us out, let's do clarifying life situations and see if there's anything else. Maybe something will come out with these cards now that'll help clarify for you if you had questions about like what that loss, what that kind of like heartbreak, loss, grief kind of stuff was about. Um, let's see, what else does everyone need to know for this full moon energy in Aquarius and this opportunity? What does everyone need to know for this full moon in Aquarius opportunity? Now, what is the message? What is the message, please? We have new heights. Let your connection with spirit ground you as you reach for the sky. Yeah, they're saying like the sky is a limit, you know, like don't hold yourself back because of anything, you know, your thoughts or your perceptions or your emotions about something. You definitely are, you know, spirit has your back here, is what they're saying. And then let's see if there's anything else that comes out too. Trust yourself. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through murky waters. Remember, we got intuition in the first cards. We got the sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. So definitely need to trust yourself. That's why they're saying your intuition is so vital right now to what you're doing, like really paying attention to that intuition and getting that rest and rejuvenation so that you're able to listen. You cannot listen to your body, you cannot listen to your intuition if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not resting. So this is whatever this opportunity is. You know, universe has got you. Like they're saying, yeah, we're giving you all the yeses, you know, and it's going to kind of like feel freeing in a way to take this opportunity. Let's see what's on the back. Real promise. Release the chains of the past and dance to the rhythm of possibility. Oh my goodness, you guys, I cannot make this up. Like, I cannot, I have like goosebumps because this is crazy. I can't make this up. It's just reiterating this. Where have we seen this before? Release the chains of the past. So something's holding you back, and they're saying you need to release that. Take, be courageous, be brave, and step through that door, step through that window of opportunity right now, because there's a lot of possibility for you with that Jupiter energy. So, wow, this was incredible. This was an incredible reading. I really hope this resonates. I hope you have a great full moon at Aquarius, and I thank you guys so much for stopping by today.